Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Deasy, President Trump's antipathy to Amazon is well known. It's been reported that even in the summer of 2018, he instructed General Mattis to, quote, screw Amazon out of the opportunity to bid on this contract. And there are many other statements about Amazon and Jeff Bezos. Can you categorically assure us that there was no influence by the White House or the President on the ultimate disposition of this contract? And I want you to think hard about that answer.
Sir, I can tell you that the way we organized the team, kept the anonymity of the team, the compartmentalization of the team, that I feel very confident that at no time were team members that actually took the source selection were influenced with any external, including the White House.
And those team members were the ones who actually made the final decision, or did they make a recommendation to the Secretary, for example?
No, sir, they actually make the final decision, and then they bring that decision to me. I have a chance to ask them questions about it, and then all I do is take that final acquisition decision and inform the deputy and inform the Secretary of the decision taken.
And the final decision by those panels was to award the contract to Microsoft?
Yes, it was.
Thank you. I want to talk to you about the defense network and cyber attacks. How often are you attacked? Are your systems pinged by any outside interest?
Sir, the pings total hundreds of millions a month. This is a constant adversarial approach that they will continuously look at any point of entry inside the Department of Defense, and they will daily try new tactics and techniques through those points of entries to ping us.
I think for context, the public should know that that's the common experience of any large enterprise. I spoke to a utility recently, 3 million a day was their number. So the point is you're being attacked regularly. Do you red team your networks in order to ensure their security? Do you have people whose job it is to try to penetrate the networks and to determine where the vulnerabilities are?
So, sir, what I have is a relationship that exists between the DODN, DISA, my office, and U.S. Cyber Command. And here's how it works in practice. So it's my responsibility to look at where the vulnerabilities exist and issue directives and tasking to the services to fix those vulnerabilities. I use the services of U.S. Cyber Command under General Nakasone and his teams to go in, look at our networks, as you say, attack them from like an adversarial standpoint, and to report back to me whether or not we're making the necessary progress in fixing those penetration points.
Let me ask a question about the cloud, and it was touched on earlier. People in Maine have approached me and say, why are we going to the cloud? You put everything in one place. Doesn't that increase vulnerability? You talked about the 3 different systems you saw in Afghanistan. One of the reasons our election system was not successfully attacked in 2018 is that it's so diffuse. It's state, local. Somebody described it as a hairball. It's very hard to penetrate. It seems to me if you have the cloud and everything's there, and I think you testified the single cloud will have all of from secret to compartmented. If it is penetrated, it's a bonanza for the adversary. Assure me that we're not making a large-scale mistake here by concentrating all of our assets in one place, hoping that it's entirely secure, but if it isn't, it's a disaster if it's penetrated.
Yes, sir. First, for a point of clarification, we are not putting all of our data onto a single cloud. Just for example, in the last 2 years alone, we have awarded 10 distinct cloud contracts. So first of all, we are not moving to a single cloud.
But isn't that the purpose of JEDI?
No, sir, that has never been the purpose of JEDI. JEDI was one of a multitude of clouds. We just issued a report to Congress last Thursday in which it states the fact that we are a multi-vendor, multi-cloud environment and will continue to be. JEDI is a unique capability that allows us to move between classification levels and put information out to the tactical edge, but it is not going to be, nor is it our only cloud today.
And you're confident that although JEDI will have this essential function, that it will be as secure as the multiple functions that we have now.
Yeah, I'd actually argue that today, the way that we've set up our cloud environment in a very siloed, disconnected way has actually created more vulnerabilities. And by moving to this integrated enterprise approach, it will allow the likes of U.S. Cyber Command and NSA to help assure that the cloud environment is actually more secure, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.